Hi guys, we're going to go over lesson 8.3, solving systems of equation by substitution. If you look at your lesson objective, it says to solve systems of linear equations by substitution. And the word problem says that Nadia has a rectangular picture frame she wants to decorate. She knows the perimeter is 56 inches and the width is 6 inches longer than the length. What is the area enclosed by the picture frame? So we're looking for the area that is enclosed by the picture frame. We're going to solve by substitution, and it says graphing a system of equations may not always be the best approach to finding the solution. Another way to solve a system of equations uses an algebraic technique called substitution. So what is the area enclosed by Nadia's picture frame? Well, let's let H represent the height of the frame and W represent the width of the frame. So the perimeter is 2H plus 2W, which is equal to 56. The width is the height plus 6, or W, the width, is equal to the height, H, plus 6. And we're going to solve the system of equations by substitution. So we're going to substitute H plus 6 for W, because we found out that W was equal to H plus 6 in the first equation, and then we're going to solve for H. So therefore we get 2H plus 2 times H plus 6, because we're putting that in the place of W, is equal to 56. 2H plus 2H plus 12 is equal to 56 because they multiplied out the 2 and they did 2 times H and got 2H, and 2 times 6 is 12. Now, next, you're going to add the two H variables together. So 2H plus 2H is 4H. Okay? And you have to subtract 12 from both sides. And they skipped that step. They didn't show you that step, but I want you to know that's what they did. So they got 4H is equal to 44, because 56 minus 12 is 44. And then they divided by 4 on both sides. So they got H is equal to 11, because 44 divided by 4 is 11. Turn the page to page 458. And it says substitute 11 for H in the equation W equals H plus 6 and solve for W. So W equals 11 plus 6, we know that, which is equal to 17. Now, then you can go back once you have your solution, which we figured out our solution is 11, 17. And in each of the original equations, you can put in those numbers, and you can check to make sure that your work is correct. The height of the frame is 11 inches, and the width is 17 inches. Thus, the area enclosed by the frame is 11 times 17, because you know the area is equal to height times width. And that is 11 times 17 is equal to 187, or 187 square inches. The first step in solving a system of equations by substitution is to isolate one of the variables in one of the equations. You can always solve the system regardless of which variable you choose to isolate, but sometimes one of the variables is easier to isolate than the other. So we're going to do the ongoing assessment together here, and the first, they gave us two equations, 3x minus y equals 1 and 2x plus y equals 9, and we're going to solve the system of equation using substitution. So the first thing I'm going to do is solve this equation over here for y. Okay, we're going to solve this one. Alright, so I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. And you get y is equal to negative 2x plus 9. Alright. Now, I'm going to go back to this equation, and I'm going to put in negative 2x plus 9 for the y. So, you're going to have 3x minus 1, because remember, there's an understood 1 right there, times negative 2x, and that's important to remember because it'll make your problem wrong if you don't remember to put the minus 1 there, plus 9, and I just got that from here. I just put in negative 2x plus 9 instead of the y, is equal to 1. Okay, and then 3x Okay, and then we got to figure this out. We got to multiply this 1 into these two numbers. So -1 times -2 is +2. So 3x plus 2x. Okay, and then -1 times 9 is -9. 3x plus 2x minus 9 is equal to 1. And then we have to add our x variables together. So 3x plus 2x, of course, is 5x. And then minus 9 is equal to 1. And then we have to add 9 to both sides. Okay, and we get 5x is equal to 10. Oops, I forgot the x. Y'all have to tell me, but you're not here, so you can't. Okay, and then you divide, of course, by 5 on both sides, so we can get x by itself. And you get that x for the solution for this system of equations is going to be equal to 2. All right, so we can go up here for our solution, and we can go ahead and write our x in because we know it now. It's going to be 2. Okay? And actually, I'm going to go ahead and erase all this, but then I'll draw this part back again, okay? So that's how you do the first part. You solve for one of the factors by substitution. You use one problem and solve for a variable like y, and then you substitute it into the other problem and you find what the other variable is, x. Okay? So your x is equal to 2. Now let's erase this. Okay, and we're going to write in that we know that our x is equal to 2 now because we did that work. Alright, now let's figure out what y is equal to. And I didn't like this problem because it has fractions, I'm just warning you, but we're going to do it anyway. Okay, so we're going to solve this equation for x. Okay, so we're going to add y to both sides, plus y, and we get 3x is equal to y plus 1. And then we've got to divide by 3 on both sides. Okay. And we get that x is equal to 1/3 y plus 1/3. Okay? Then you take this equation over here, and everywhere you see x, which is one place right here, you're going to put in 1/3 y plus 1/3 because we found out that x is equal to 1/3 y plus 1/3. So we have therefore 2 times 1/3 y plus 1/3 plus y equals 9. Okay? So then we multiply this into these and we get 2/3 y plus 2/3 plus y is equal to 9. Okay, and then we're going to add our y's together, so we get 1 2/3 y, because remember this y has a understood 1 with it, so we have to add that to the 2/3, so we get 1 2/3 y plus 2/3 equals 9. And then you have to subtract 2/3 from both sides.
And
And you get 1 2/3 y is equal to 8 1/3. Okay? Then you divide both sides by 1 2/3 because you want to get y by itself. Okay, so and then you get y, 8 1/3 divided by 1 2/3 is actually 5. So y is equal to 5. Okay, so then your solution for this system of equations is 2, 5. And we use substitution to figure that out. Now we're going to practice this in class because I think we need more practice with it. Obviously, this is something that you're going to have to do some practice with to really understand it. So we're going to do activity 1 and activity 2. We're going to do both of those in class together with your group, and then we'll talk about them and really go through them. You can try them if you want to, based on what I just taught you here in this video. You can try them at home and see if you have any questions. And you might want to watch this video more than one time because I know that especially with the fractions, this could have been a little bit hard to understand. So you guys have a good night, and I'm going to go ahead and upload this video, and then I'll start lesson 8.4.